yeah, your overall thought of going elsewhere, I think that makes a lot of sense because all the chatter that we've heard on Vic in year one, they're going to bring him along slowly. It isn't an expectation where they're thinking the Spurs are going to make some sort of a playoff run in year number one. So if they're going to bring him along slowly, there's going to be an opportunity elsewhere. Let me ask you this. It is plus money to take the field versus Vic. Would you take the field or would you take Wembanyama?
I would definitely take the field. I was looking at past winners, and there are some number one overall picks. But, I mean, even that Malcolm Brogdon year where he was a 36, that's kind of an outlier. I mean, I guess just for funsies if you really want to go further down the board. But I think if you're just taking the field, I love that bet. What are the odds on that?
I saw plus 130 on the field.
Yeah, I mean.
That ain't a guy that I would take, and it's a bit of a long shot because I've always said there's two most dangerous things on this earth: a scorned woman and an athlete that's motivated. Okay, those are the two most dangerous creatures on earth.
Two most dangerous things:
a scorned woman and a motivated
my daughter's
athlete.
Father.
that's for the podcast behind the paywall. That's a different show.
Shots fired.
Pew pew. Cam Whitmore. What about him? He's like a 20-1. I saw in one book. You got a guy who fell, Aaron Rodgers style in the draft. You've got a coach who's going to be able to motivate him. He's going to be able to play. I would take a shot at that. I'd still go with the field. Don't get me wrong, but I'd lay a little action with Cam Whitmore.
In terms of Anthony Black, he's more of a passer and not an elite scorer. So I kind of feel like someone who's putting up a lot of points is going to win this, or at least needs to be in that conversation with the points, not just assists.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm going to make my decision between Scoot and Chet. Man, Scoot's probably the spot at 4-1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough to bet on a guy named Chet, though. Chet doesn't seem like somebody.
I just worry about his size, like just his frame. I mean, I did call him a toothpick. I'm probably just jealous because I'm not one. But I am worried about it. Can the guy stay healthy? Is he durable? Nobody really knows. That's a concern.
Yeah, there were a lot of questions raised going into the draft last year. And when you're 7'1" and you're not 200 pounds, you can call him a toothpick. He is. Let's start with the Wemby conversation. You can get the field at plus 130. Right now, would you say, I'm going to take the field? Or, Wemby's so good, I don't care, I'm going to lay it. I see it as low as minus 160 for him to be the rookie of the year with all this chatter about them potentially taking it slow with him.
The only reason why I would say to take the field is if I don't believe it comes to effect this year. I need to double check that. But if the 65-game minimum comes into play, to me, that's how Wembanyama wouldn't win Rookie of the Year. I don't know if this is like the most plus EV decision that you can make to take, a minus 225, 250 favorite right now. But to me, just the role, the usage, the upside of Wembanyama this season with this rookie class and where everyone else is positioned, it's really tough for me to say that someone else is worthwhile of a bet. Like, for example, Scoot Henderson. To me, I think Damian Lillard is going to be playing for a different team. So Scoot Henderson is going to have some increased usage, but, plus 350, 400, I don't know if that's worth it because there's still other young players on that team that are going to be getting reps. Also, the incoming haul from Damian Lillard, you have to expect probably some veterans on expiring deals that are going to be playing a little bit more. So I don't know if Scoot Henderson really jumps off the board. Chet Holmgren, maybe, but he's also next to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who averages 30 a game. So is he really going to get the usage necessary to outperform Victor Wembanyama? So to me, probably a no-touch here, but I would be very surprised if Wembanyama doesn't win Rookie of the Year. I mean, this guy's ridiculous. I could not be more excited to see him play next year live. I mean, this guy, he's cool. He's charismatic, and I mean, he also looks like an amazing basketball player. So I think he's the full package.
All right, we've got 3 favorites that are minus 275 today. Which one loses? You've got Tampa Bay hosting Kansas City, Eflin on the bump. You've got Toronto hosting the A's. A's have lost 8 straight. Bassett pitching. And the Padres with Musgrove going up against Corbin. One of them's going to lose. Which one is it?
Padres.
Padres?
Doesn't it feel like Padres? That's the team I trust the least. Or where are you leaning?
Well, considering I have the Jays in the Survivor, and a win gets us through to the next week, they'll probably lose tonight. We'll have to suffer trying to get a win Saturday or Sunday.
I'm sure people are going to 3-team money line parlay that one with those 3 teams. I guess I'd go Toronto, but I don't feel good about it. Sean Payton's better than Doug Peterson. You know what I mean? And both disasters. It was just brutal. I mean, what an embarrassment last year with the Denver Broncos. It just put the camera on the fans the entire time. Like, they couldn't get the plays off. What a mess. What a mess. So I don't think there's a better name out there to clean it up than Sean Payton. And you mentioned the offensive line. And just follow his actions, what they're doing with the personnel. They're telling us, look, we know we can't put it all on Russ. He's not that version of Russell Wilson anymore, but we're going to try to make it work. They signed Mike McGlinchey in free agency. They bring in Ben Powers, okay, on the interior offensive line. They're going to stick with that run game, and I think it's smart because you've got Javonte Williams, who's just absolutely terrific. He's one of the more underrated top-end backs in the game. It's not like these receivers that we expect to break through at some point. I feel like we've been waiting for so long with all these Broncos receivers that they draft every year. It's not necessary. They still have a lights-out defense. That's how they're going to win games. And Vance Joseph, the defensive coordinator, I trust that. I like this Broncos team. I wish the number wasn't so short. I've already been talking about it for months. I love Sean Payton for Coach of the Year. And if they turn things around, I mean, he's going to get every nugget of credit out there. Everything. It's going to be Sean Payton, the genius. Wow, look at him. He's competing out there. And if they're in second place, they can get the playoffs. And the win total is 8.5. Juice to the under. I like over.